What's up, everyone? Just finished a game. Finished up a nice big meal. Got some Uber Eats.
Midnight,
Yeah,
past
a
midnight,
little stuffed, a little tired.
little sick.
Definitely sick. Um, but I just want to talk, do a little Matthew chapter 5, a little breakdown. Taking it from verse 14, which is, "You are the light of the world for everyone to see." Um, you want to give us a little take on that?
Yeah, so let's just turn off this trying to connect us to the hotel Wi-Fi. We're in a hotel. Surprise, surprise.
Weird.
Another. But so pretty much the verse, it's one of my favorites. I think one of his as well. Just pretty much says that a city on a hill can't be missed because it's so bright. No matter how dark it is at nighttime, you're always going to see that city, and that no one can put out your light, and that everyone's just going to see you shining, especially when Jesus is inside of you. And we just like to think that a lot of times people can be attracted to you for reasons that they don't know, but we do know. And I remember ever since I was little, everyone just say, "Oh my word, she's such a nice girl." My mom would always say, "It's the Holy Spirit in you." And I finally get it now what she actually meant. But it's pretty cool watching that.
Yeah, for me, I think, obviously Christ is no longer on earth. So I think when it says, you are the light, I think we're actually Christ's light. And I think that we have to spread that throughout the world and be that shining light for everyone to see. And I think it's just doing simple things, random acts of kindness, sharing a smile with someone, just being a light for everyone to see and everyone to be attracted to.
Yeah, and another thing too, this morning we were doing our little Bible study before we went to the field, and we were reading Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6 specifically. And it really just hit home where you have to put all your trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding, but just know that He is the perfect plan for you. And pretty much when you don't give Him full control, when you don't have faith in what God's doing in your life, that it's almost an ache in His heart when He sees that we don't trust Him. And I know everyone goes through different seasons of life. We're in the wedding planning process right now, which is not fun. We don't get why everyone says engagement life is the best life, because it's not. We're just ready to be married, I think.
Yeah.
Not plan a wedding. But anyway, we're just trusting and praying and waiting for answers and things to open up. But same goes too with baseball. I remember a few months ago, back in February, Trav had no idea where he was going to be or what he was going to do, and it was just a constant reminder every day that we had to just wait, and we just had to trust that the right things were going to fall into place, and where he was meant to be is where he was going to go, and that the coaching staff was all going to line up with his personality, and gosh, that happened, and then some. Yeah. But it's just so cool when you really just sit back and you watch God, how He works, and how He will use you to be a light to other people, and how He has a plan for you that's so much greater than what anyone could ever fathom.
I think it's funny looking back on it. What we stressed over, all the little things, what were we stressing over? There's no point. It's just in His hands.
It was you guys don't even get it.
Losing sleep.
He was in Mexico playing over Easter. I was in charge of packing up his entire house, and I didn't know if I was going to be driving to California or to Texas. But I knew I was going to be by myself, packing an entire house, hoping I didn't forget anything, because he wasn't going to be back for 9 months. But, and obviously that was so tiny compared to things that have happened since, and shouldn't even have been a worry, but it is. And another thing too, the enemy just tries to get in our heads about different things, I think. And we were talking earlier this morning when we were reading our Bible about just how he tries to steal your happiness and your joy, and things that would typically make you content doesn't. So So I'll let you say it over.
Yeah, we were just pretty much talking about, you can't live a materialistic life.
Mm-hmm.
You had a good talk this morning about it, how, if you always chase materialistic things, you're never going to be satisfied because there's always going to be a new gadget or a new car or a bigger house out there. So, um, really, that void you have in your life with the materialistic chasing is, you need Christ, and you need Christ to fill that hole in your heart. And you use the analogy,
Of a donut.
we were hungry. No, but yeah, that was a good analogy.
But it's like the glazed donut, how it's like the whole donut, and then there's always that little hole in the middle. And that's like us. We're always going to have that hole until we're filled with Christ, because we're really never going to be content. And there's always going to be something else. There's always going to be another promotion that you want to get. There's always going to be a bigger house you're striving for. There's always going to be a nicer car coming out. It's always going to be something. And we were specifically talking this morning too, just about baseball and how awesome it is that Trav is here, and just the platform that's given us, and the incredible people that have walked into our lives since that. But just how it's really not what you think it's going to be. We were just joking that it's nicer hotels and he said better travel.
That's it.
And it ends up being more games anyway, so. But really, it's something that he had been working for his whole life, and he was really striving to reach. And here he is, and it's not really what he thought it was going to be.
It's still fun.
In the sense of,
It's
I don't know what you thought it was going to be. No more work.
It's the major league, so you have high expectations, and it lives up to them to some degree, but it's just, I don't know. There's still that empty void that, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for my whole life, and it just put things into perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's so awesome too, though, for us. Obviously, it's really important that we put Christ at the center of our relationship with every decision we make, every trial we go through, every temptation we have, that we just keep him at the center. And same thing with your daily life. When you're hoping for that promotion, you finally get it, and you still have that emptiness inside of you, and you just know like something's missing. That's probably what it is. And same thing with, even if you think that he's in your life and he's in your heart, and then you go back to the whole Proverbs verse today that we were reading about, not putting your full trust in him, not reading calamari, and some sauce spilled in the bed. Thought Travis's scab was opening up and bleeding again. But not putting your full trust in him just really goes to show that you just need to.
You gotta be all in.
Yeah, you gotta be all in. Just kind of like a 3-2 count. You're either swinging or you're walking. Gotta figure it out before the pitch comes. But we just want to share with you guys what was on our hearts this morning, and then tonight we're talking about it again. So, hope you guys have a good night, and there will be more videos to come. There's some exciting things going on with us, and what we want to start doing with the ministry, and a big seminar we're going to this summer. It's going to be awesome. So, we'll catch up with you guys soon.